I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hurt David Morrell as much as possible. More than anybody's ever hurt him and more than anybody will learn. He's never gonna forget David Benavidez after this fight.
Whoa!
I'm gonna beat the shit out.
Listen, my foot, you know enough.
The rivalry between David Benavidez and David Morrell is something that's been brewing for a while, and it's now coming to a boiling point. From throwing belts at each other to now throwing words, this feud has escalated quickly. What started as a simple fight between two elite light heavyweights has transformed into a battle of pride, respect, and personal animosity. And it seems we might actually get the fight we're expecting this weekend.
David's going to give him a beating, man. To be honest with you, I think David, is going to stop him maybe like in the 9-10 round. Maybe if he would have just hold on a little bit more like about a year or two. He's a dangerous fighter, though. We're not underestimating him. David's training super hard.
Benavidez and Morrell are two of the most talented fighters in boxing today. Both men have been rising through the ranks, and now they're on a collision course. It's not just the fight for the championship titles that's driving them. It's the personal animosity between them that's turning this bout into one of the most anticipated matchups in recent boxing history. The verbal war between Benavidez and Morrell has been heating up for some time now, with insults flying back and forth and accusations being hurled. Their bitter feud reached new heights when they faced off recently ahead of their February 1st clash. The tension in the air was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Morrell, who is known for his powerful punches, kept his cool, but Benavidez came out swinging with both words and threats. For him, this fight is personal, Morrell said. So many people have been talking on social media saying that I don't respect Jose Benavidez Sr. and him too. Morrell's words were sharp, direct, and filled with the kind of frustration that only builds up over time. He wasn't just talking about Benavidez anymore. He was speaking out against the disrespect that had been directed at him for months. I didn't say anything to Benavidez SR in California at December's press conference. I see him. He's an intruder. He's talking useless things. I say, hey, it's not me talking trash about you. Morrell made it clear that he wasn't the one starting the trash talk. He was only responding to what had been said about him.
I'm not comparing it to this fight, but it's like the better be of Bivol fight. You can say who you think is going to win. You can't say like, oh man, I'm surprised that Bivol won, or I'm surprised that better be of won. You're like, man, that's a damn good fight. So-and-so won. So kind of how I feel about the David and Canelo fight.
But it wasn't just about words anymore. It was about defending his name and his honor. Benavidez didn't hold back when it was his turn to speak. I don't care, you disrespected my family, he fired back, his voice full of conviction. I'm kicking your ass on February 1st. That was the moment the stakes of this fight were laid bare for everyone to see. It wasn't just about the championship. It wasn't just about a fight in the ring. This was personal. The insults and threats had crossed a line, and now both men were determined to settle the score.
Everybody say the boogeyman, like I want to fight the best division is him. So, after me, but it's him, It's simple.
I want to fight the people that they have confidence in themselves, that they think they're going to go in there and knock me out, that they say that I haven't fought somebody like him.
Morrell wasn't about to back down, though. He had a point to make. I've tried to let David Benavidez know what's up for a long time, he said, his tone confident but tinged with anger. If they don't want to understand it, then that's on them. If they want war, then war is what they're going to get. Right now, it's too late. Morrell's words were a warning to Benavidez. The fight was already on, and there was no turning back. Things only escalated further when Benavidez's father, Jose Benavidez SR, got involved. The elder Benavidez had been outspoken in his belief that Morrell needed to be taught a lesson. He promised that his son wasn't just training for a win, he was training to hurt Morrell so badly that he will retire after Feb 1. The Benavidez camp wasn't just coming for the win, they were coming to make a statement, to show Morrell that they were the top dogs in the light heavyweight division. That kind of talk only made the situation more heated. Benavidez himself, who is known for his trash talking as much as his knockout power, took it a step further. This is the whole mindset that I've been training with this whole camp, he said, referring to his intense preparation. All my opponents say I don't have defense, I don't have nothing. I'm stiff like RoboCop this and that. Mark my words, all of them end up in the hospital. That's the same thing I'm going to do to David Morrell. Benavidez wasn't just talking about winning, he was talking about domination. I'm going to beat him, put him in the hospital, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, Benavidez continued, his words sharp and biting. There was no ambiguity in what he was saying. He was coming for Morrell, and he wasn't planning on leaving anything to chance.
As disrespect at all. What I took as disrespect is the stuff he was saying, that he was being really disrespectful. But other than this, like, these are the type of fighters I want to fight. I want to fight the people.
Morrell, for his part, was less vocal than Benavidez during their virtual face-off. But don't mistake his quiet demeanor for a lack of confidence. The Cuban fighter remained calm, responding to Benavidez's threats with a coolness that only added to the tension. "You're the RoboCop," Morrell said, his voice steady. "I'm ready to fight tomorrow, I don't care." Morrell's confidence in his ability to take on Benavidez was clear. He wasn't backing down, he wasn't intimidated, and he was ready to fight no matter what.
There's been a lot of bad blood with this build-up because of what's happened at the press conferences. Like, you as a bystander, what'd you make of what happened in Miami?
I wasn't there, though. That's the thing.
Like, Morrell threw the belt at him, David ducked.
I don't know why the belt. That's something you don't do. What if there would have been, someone said he was a kid or something? If you don't do that, and that's how you know he's not how he says he is. He walks around like he's from the hood, like he's gangster.
But Benavidez didn't let up. He seized every opportunity to take a shot at Morrell, calling him out for his lack of words during the face-off. "He has so much stuff to say before the press conference," Benavidez said, mocking Morrell. "All this and that I'm a RoboCop, that he's gonna knock me out, that I don't have nothing. But now look at him. He's scared. He doesn't have anything to say. What's up with all that you were saying? How come you're not saying all that now? You can't even talk. He's all nervous. What happened to all that confidence? I'm gonna beat you, watch." Benavidez's words were meant to rattle Morrell, and he wasn't done yet. "After I beat you, I want you to say that too," he added. The gauntlet had been thrown down, and Benavidez wasn't backing down from the challenge.
We still got 9 weeks. We went 12 rounds today with these guys. Animal, man.
He did more than that.
Animal. 12 rounds.
We got some more fucking lines right here working, helping me get ready for David Morrell. So we don't fuck David Morrell.
What is it? The second sparring, no?
Morrell, undeterred, responded coolly, "After the fight, I'll say, let's go to my house. I'll teach you how to box." That was Morrell's way of showing that despite the insults, he was confident in his ability to walk out of the ring victorious. He wasn't intimidated by Benavidez's trash talk, and he wasn't backing down from the fight. The war of words didn't stop there. Benavidez also accused Morrell of using PEDs to fuel his rise in boxing. "We're on his ass with the V8 testing," Benavidez said. He was making it clear that he wasn't taking any chances with Morrell. "I'm not going to say anything, just look at the track records. I've never been accused by anybody of using steroids. He's been accused by a few people of using PEDs. That's all I'm going to say. What we did at this camp is we made sure that no sneaky business is going on and all fighters are being tested."
They say that David Morrell, we're talking about a Betco. They say he was tested the whole camp. David Morrell was not tested, and after the fight, they didn't do no test, no drug test, which is kind of odd to me. But I really don't care about that, even if it was on steroids.
Morrell fired back immediately, defending himself against the accusations. "I'm clean," Morrell said firmly. "A lot of people before the fight are always talking about useless stuff. I knocked them out. After the fight, they're saying, he's doping. Why? Bro, it's training. I've sparred with everybody, and nobody has ever said I'm taking PEDs. After they fight me, everybody says, he's on PEDs? They can feel my power." Benavidez wasn't convinced, though. "You make the fighters do Veda testing, and then you don't test Veda after the fight," he responded. The accusations continued to fly, and it was clear that this was just one more layer to the growing drama between these two fighters.
An update about how everything has been.
Everything has been going amazing. Training camp has been amazing. We've been working extremely hard. We got a hard fight, but these are the types of fights I want. These are the type of fighters I want to go against, and we had an amazing camp.
Morrell, ever the calm one, continued to defend himself. "I've been tested 6 times in camp in 2 weeks," he said. "I'm clean. I don't need PEDs." He was resolute, standing firm in the face of Benavidez's accusations. Finally, Benavidez delivered his parting shot. "I'm going to watch you on the floor, laid out," he said. "That's what I'm going to watch. I know you see me in your nightmares, so I'll see you soon." With that, the war of words came to a dramatic close, but the animosity between these two fighters was far from over.
My brother has way more experience than this guy, way more stronger. I just feel like, it's just a hype. This guy has his hype, and you can see he's scared.
The countdown to their February 1st showdown continues, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Benavidez and Morrell have turned this fight into a personal battle, one that's about much more than just boxing titles. The tension between them is palpable, and the words they've exchanged have only intensified the anticipation. One thing is clear: when these two step into the ring, it won't just be a fight for the championship. It will be a battle for respect, pride, and legacy, and only one will walk away victorious.
I haven't fought somebody like him. At the end of the day, he's never fought nobody like me. And I'm gonna prove everybody that there's levels to this. And I'm not playing when I say I'm gonna break his mouth, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
However, David Benavidez is coming into his February 1st showdown against David Morrell with a bold, no-nonsense attitude, a clear focus on his goal, to knock out his opponent and solidify his dominance. "I don't care about his trash talk," Benavidez asserts with a level of confidence that shows he's not letting Morrell's words or antics distract him. "I'm ready for February 1st. I'm super focused on one objective, and that's inflicting damage on David Morrell." He's not just looking for a win, he's looking for something much more emphatic. "I'm coming for the knockout," he says, his words filled with the kind of self-assurance that only comes from years of experience in the ring.
When it comes to Morrell, we've seen, spots of him, but I really know what he brings to the table. And that's why I think this is going to be a tough fight.
Benavidez views Morrell's bravado as little more than fuel for the fire. "This is all more fuel to the flame to go in there and do what I have to do. Now I'm really going to put a beating on him," he states. His tone is measured but fiery as he prepares to take Morrell to task for his perceived disrespect. He feels Morrell is putting on a tough persona that he'll quickly have to back up. This guy is trying to act hard. It is what it is. "On February 1st, none of this matters. I'm going to break his mouth," Benavidez boldly declares, indicating he's prepared to make his opponent pay for his bravado. Benavidez doesn't mince words when it comes to his own skill set. "I got the experience, I got the belt, and I got everything I need," he reminds the audience, pointing to his wealth of experience in the ring.
And because he has less muscle, he doesn't get tired. Shout out to his stamina. He has crazy stamina, but Morrell's about to fucking knock the lights out, knock his shit loose. And it's gonna be a fucking horrible fucking loss for David Benavidez. He was projecting this for no fucking reason. He told David Morrell, "You gonna lose and everybody's gonna forget about you."
This fight to him isn't just about skill. It's about a deeper connection to the sport, and Benavidez believes that he's the one who's truly ready for what's to come. It's good he's got the Cubans with him today, because when he gets knocked out, they're all gonna leave him, Benavidez taunts, suggesting that the support Morrell relies on will crumble under the pressure of a real challenge. He better do what he says he's gonna do. We're gonna see each other on February 1st. I'm glad he's talking about this being an easy fight. Benavidez isn't taking Morrell's trash talk lightly, but he's also not letting it distract him from his goals. "We've been in the gym and we're working hard. When I get in the ring, I'm gonna be 100%. Everyone better get ready," he warns. The implications are clear. Morrell's confidence won't be enough to overcome Benavidez's preparation and focus. "They all say the same nonsense before they get in the ring with me. Then they get in there and it's a different story," he states, a firm reminder that no one has been able to live up to their pre-fight boasts against him in the past. For Benavidez, this isn't just a fight, it's personal. "The thing about this is that it's not fake. We don't like each other. We have everything we need for a great fight," he adds, reinforcing the tension between the two fighters. He makes it clear that this isn't just another opponent, it's a bitter rivalry. "Nobody is gonna stop me. This is my year and this is the era of David Benavidez." His words suggest he's not only out to beat Morrell, but to establish his legacy as one of the sport's top fighters, and he's determined to do so with authority. On the other hand, David Morrell has an equally fiery approach to the fight, and he's already setting the stage with his trash talk. Morrell feels slighted by the way Benavidez treated him at their first press conference, saying, "He didn't respect me at our first press conference, so I'm giving it back to him. This is my time. I don't need to show him any respect." Morrell's response is simple. If Benavidez won't respect him, he doesn't owe him any. For Morrell, this isn't just about fighting for a title. It's about proving a point, about showing the world that he belongs at the top. "I feel great, and I'm very excited to be here in Miami, because it always feels like home. I can't wait for this moment on February 1st, he continues, already feeling the weight of the opportunity and the significance of the fight. Morrell's confidence is undeniable. He's determined to show Benavidez that his talk doesn't intimidate him. I'm 100% focused in training camp, and I've got great support from my team and my family down in Texas with me. This is the fight of my life. A win can change everything for me. This is my moment. Morrell views this as the defining moment of his career, and he's ready to seize the opportunity to make a name for himself in the sport. For him, it's not just about the title, he's fighting for more than that. I'm going to have Cuba on my mind when I enter the ring. I'm fighting for my family and for Cuba. Everything in my career has led to this, he explains, giving the fight a deeper personal meaning.
The main theme right now for this fight is that you're the one that's experienced. He has a deep amateur pedigree, but it's you who has the experience. Do you see that fight like this, or do you just see him just as another opponent?
I mean, I don't really see the amateur as any. I don't see that as, this is not an amateur fight. This is a professional. This is a championship fight, 12 rounds. So, I mean, he might have an advantage, the first 3 rounds.
He's not just fighting for himself, but for his country and his heritage. Morrell's loyalty and pride in his Cuban roots are at the forefront of his mind. I have to be aggressive and make sure that I make my people proud and show that Cuba is number one. On February 1st, I'll make sure everybody knows who the real boogeyman is in this division, Morrell says, using the words boogeyman to signal that he's here to make a real impact. He's not just another contender, he's the next big thing, and he's ready to prove it. However, Morrell also understands that the pressure is immense, and while his confidence is unwavering, he's working hard to stay grounded. Everyone says things, but I'm trying to stay even-keeled and work on the fundamentals. If I do that, then I'm gonna succeed, he says, reminding himself and his fans that while the talk might be fiery, the work in the gym is what truly matters.
I don't want the David versus David fight. I don't think David needs to be giving David an opportunity. David put in the work. The other David needs to go put in some work. And he looked like dog shit in the fight that I thought he lost. I don't care if I'm alone in that fight. I'm good with that.
As the fight approaches, all eyes are on these two warriors, and the boxing world is split on who will emerge victorious. Even Canelo Alvarez, a key figure in the division, admits that he's torn on who will win. It's going to be a good fight, Canelo tells IFL TV, offering his take on the showdown, 50-50 fight. His acknowledgement of the fight being a toss-up speaks volumes about how competitive the matchup is. Canelo, who has fought both men, knows the risks involved for both fighters and recognizes the uncertainty surrounding the outcome.
You need to do that with Morrell, but I just want you to be right back
Morrell
here.
is a different animal.
I want you right back here when David beats the shit out of David. You come right back here.
No, I'll be here when David beat the shit out of David.
Yeah.
Out of walking forward, David.
Yeah.
I want you.
Sean Porter, a respected former champion, also weighs in on the fight, giving Benavidez the edge, though he acknowledges the challenge that Morrell presents. The thing David Benavidez has over Morrell is experience and true strength, Porter explains. Both of those guys are big guys, but I think David Benavidez is a more natural 175 pounder. For Porter, the experience factor is crucial. Benavidez has faced top-tier competition and emerged victorious, while Morrell has yet to face someone with the same level of skill and resistance. Morrell has not had resistance at the pro level, Porter continues, emphasizing that Morrell's past fights haven't prepared him for the kind of challenge Benavidez will present.
Morrell has not had resistance. His fight with Hot Rod, that was a different kind of resistance. That was the resistance of somebody staying away from you, you know what I mean? And him not being able to catch up to him. With Benavidez can bang with him. He's just as fast, he can box with them.
Porter also points out that Morrell's win over Radivoje Kaladzic, while impressive, didn't provide the same kind of pressure that Benavidez will bring to the table. Radivoje is clearly a bigger puncher than Benavidez for single shots, but he wasn't trying to overwhelm Morrell with volume the way the Mexican monster will be trying to do. This highlights a key difference in fighting styles. Benavidez will bring relentless pressure, whereas Morrell has yet to face someone with that kind of aggression.
He's scared.
Despite these insights, Porter remains cautious about predicting a knockout. He acknowledges that Benavidez's previous fights have shown vulnerability, particularly against the more experienced Alexander Gvozdyk. Benavidez ran out of gas after 8 rounds and got hurt by Gvozdyk in the 12th round. Porter notes, suggesting that Benavidez may not have the stamina to outlast Morrell, who has a more youthful, energetic style. With Benavidez, he can bang with him. He's just as fast and he can box with Morrell, Porter explains, pointing to the unpredictability of the fight. Well, what do you think of the fight? Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.